prefer.
We're going. Thank you so much for being with us on a second day of amazing high school basketball action. The American University side of the WCAC Boys and Girls High School Basketball Championships. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo, and I'm joined here by our entire team, Tim Strachan, Kevin Ricca, Darren McClinton, Matthew Steele, and Han Stats. I'm also joined at the top of this broadcast by a very special guest. I'm going to bring him in right now, Dr. Robert Vanderwag, Director of Mission, Bishop McNamara High School, a WCAC. I should say pride of the WCAC. Dr. Robert Vanderwag, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Ken, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it today.
We're going to take everyone through here. I know you started at Good Counsel as a religion teacher, but you also coach baseball.
Yeah, this is my 21st year in Catholic education, and I did when I came back to the Washington, D.C. area in 2006. I taught at Good Counsel for a couple of years, but also served as the head pitching coach for the baseball team there. And, we had very successful years during our tenure there, but came to Bishop McNamara in 2011.
And you were the principal from 2013 to 2017? I remember getting those emails and those letters as a proud Mustang alum.
He had some extra Saturday detentions. He had to.
Yeah, he's still serving those.
Yeah,
that's an ongoing
I knew he had some left over.
Time served, guys. Time served.
So.
Which reminds me to make sure we give a shout out all the way down to Austin, Texas, where our very good friend and leader, Dr. Marco Clark, is welcoming a new member to the family and really performing that grandfather role.
He just had his fourth grandchild. This weekend.
4.
And his
I know, right?
Daughter Megan, is the one that just gave birth, and she's Bishop McNamara graduate class of 2013.
Congrats, Megan.
So we're really excited for the Clark family and for the really many years of dedicated service that Dr. Clark has given the school for these past 23 years, first as principal and now as president. And he's going to become the director of the Holy Cross Institute starting in July, which is really a very special position in the order, and he's the first layperson to hold that position. So that's one of the reasons why he couldn't be here tonight, because he's down in Austin working with the brothers.
Well, and we talk about, we reference our Tuesday basement sessions as often as possible, and WCAC is nothing without the first C, as we like to say, and it matters. It's a big deal to us, and that's one of the things that Dr. Clark, our friend Marco, is up to, is working on that first C. And so, and he, pride at DeMatha as well. We know that he's also has a WCAC history that goes beyond just the halls of Bishop McNamara.
Oh yeah, no, he worked at DeMatha for many years, and Heather Gossett, our past president, asked him to come home in 1997, and he's been with us ever since. And as part of the Washington Catholic Athletic Conference, we really all have different charisms, but we all serve the same God. And we're very lucky to have such not only high quality student athletes, but we're all mission-centered schools, and we're fortunate to be able to really serve in different capacities in different ways. So. And we're really looking forward to tonight's contest. So,
and we're fortunate to have so many doctor friends being brought around. A high tide raises all ships, I understand, and I'm all for it.
It really smartens up the ship.
I'll tell you right now,
as it turns out. Well, as the director of mission, not admission but mission, we talk about that first. We talk about mission, and Paul VI and McNamara and so many fine schools. On the ladies' side, and we would be nowhere without our history on the ladies' side. My mom went to Lorraine, and I love what McNamara is doing with their development with the Lorraine Center and the Science and Technology. Maybe give us a little bit about that, because that's huge, and it's huge for the conference, not just McNamara.
Yeah, so Bishop McNamara is in the process of It's going to start with in March with all the equipment coming and so forth for the Lorraine Science and Innovation Center. Brand new state-of-the-art, next generation, 20,000 square foot facility that's going to have 7 really significant labs, 5 for biology, chemistry, and physics, a cybersecurity lab, a makerspace lab. There's going to be an entrepreneurship wing and a brand new AV studio. So you're going to be able to come and do some of those broadcasts right there on the Bishop McNamara campus.
All
Which
right.
we're excited about. So
Shout out to Lou Holder, who will be joining us at halftime, an Emmy Award-winning Washington, D.C. sports anchor who's doing some great things with our good friends, Marcus Goodley, James Wiles IV. We talk about Paul, Olivia, Alexis. The whole, I mean, I could go on and on with all the kids that are doing great things. As a reminder to all of those folks listening to us from other schools around the WCAC, hit us up. Let us know what your kids are up to. We would love to help. We would love for it to be about them. We would love for them to get the shine they deserve. That's our mission, Doctor.
What Lou Holder has done with our WMAC program and, giving the kids the opportunity to learn about broadcast journalism, all the things that go into the production of, even like a brief 2-minute segment. They really learn how much work goes into doing that well in a high production quality. So we're really excited about, what they do, but also what this facility will bring to Bishop McNamara and the whole of the region in Prince George's County. It'll really be the first of its kind, in the county. We want it to not only be a catalyst of continued change for Bishop McNamara, but also for the local area. At night, that building will be available to upskill people in their resources. So we're just really fortunate to be able to, be moving forward with that project. And it's going to be something that's really a game changer, as Angela Rossabrook, our county executive in Prince George's County, likes to call this new facility.
That's awesome. I just like the idea that you spend 4 years inside 4 walls and you never forget it for the rest of your life. But then so many more people can benefit from that, and you talk about upskill, and it goes without saying, the 3 of us, we could use a little upskilling, so and we'll be the first ones to tell you. So we'll be looking to sign up. Hopefully, if 101, maybe we can get to 101. Is there somewhere a pre-101 level? That's what we need.
It's going to be amazing because the variety of courses that we're going to be able to, expand in this new center. I mean, to be able to take in a high school level, courses in cybersecurity and coding, Cisco network engineering, the AV classes that we're going to be able to offer. So just really exciting programming, along with the other. We already offer 195 individual courses at Bishop McNamara. So, to be able to continue to sort of, flesh that out, is really exciting. So
now we're about 4 minutes away from getting things underway here, but we can't let you get out of here without gushing just a little bit about what's happening with this girls program at Bishop McNamara. Yeah. I know you were in on the ground floor of Frank Oliver and that staff, and they've just come so far.
Yeah, so to tell you a little bit of background, when I was announced as principal, it was the December of 2012, and for the 6 months before I officially took it over in 2013, I had to do the hiring for, the next school year, and literally the second person that I hired to come on board was Frank Oliver. And the year before he was the girls' head coach, the program was 3-19. We just had really a sort of very poor season, and we were so fortunate. Frank had been at Woodson and had been several times named the district coach of the year, and just immediately had a vision for the program. And Frank is from DeMatha, and he under the legend of Morgan Wooten, and played for him, and he's just a real class act and a real gentleman and a real good role model for our young ladies. And to see what he's done to make the program every year not only relevant in the metropolitan DC area, but also nationally, has really transformed everything that we're doing with our women's basketball program. We're just so excited about tonight. This is the second year in a row in the championship game. And, we're looking to bring it home tonight. And I couldn't be more proud of him and also these young ladies. This group of all the seniors were really the first real catalyst of his recruits coming in and people coming to the school, and they've really had so much success over the course of their 4 years. and to look at all of them that they're going to play Division I basketball. We have 2 young ladies representing the ACC and 1 in the SEC, and in McDonald's All-American and Madison Scott. So, all of them are just make us, really proud. And to see what's going in the junior, sophomore, and even incoming class of 2024, we're hoping that we're going to be back here at this spot, in late February next year.
Well, secretly, don't tell anyone this, but I'm also hoping too. But I look across the floor, both sides, these PVI girls and the Bishop McNamara girls. We all take a lot of pride in them being from our conference, and for them to all be on the cusp of getting free education for standing out in these programs. Anyone any college team and college program and college coach that is able to bring any of these girls in is immediately making their program better, and that goes without saying. For the things that Coach Scribner is doing over at St. John's, and we could go down the list.
Oh, the quality of talent is unbelievable across the league. Tonight really I think is going to be a defensive battle. Like both these teams really know how to lock it in. The other night in the game we only allowed 8 field goals during the course of the game, and this is a very tough Paul VI defensive team as well. So we just look forward to a great matchup, and really exciting. And we do thank First Amendment Sports for having us and hosting this game, and we just look for a great contest.
Well, I'll be watching you from across the floor. I hope to see smiles on your face. But from here on out, I got to be neutral.
There you go.
I got to be neutral. So,
Go
Dr. Vanderweg,
thank you so much. Really appreciate you having me
Doc.
on.
Absolutely.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Much.
Good luck.
All right, guys, there you have it. We have ourselves about 30 seconds until we're going to start with a little bit of prayer, a little bit of anthem, and we'll have our basically we're going to have what he just said, a defensive struggle. We talked to Coach Scott Allen before the game started. We know for a fact that Paul VI is bringing an amazing defense onto this floor. We see the athleticism and the ability of the McNamara Mustangs. We saw it against St. John's yesterday. We've seen it all season. You've seen it on First Amendment Sports. So it's a good matchup in that sense, defense and offense.
Without a doubt, and everyone's looking for that balance in the championship night on both sides of the coin, the balance between offense, defense, and rebounding, Ken. And real quick before we cut to the prayer here, 15 girls in the court tonight will be getting free education.
That's
because
awesome.
of their academic prowess and their athletic ability in this game tonight.
That is a blessing.
That's what
God,
it's all
that's
about.
Amazing. All right, we are going to transition over to the PA announcer. We will stand and pray and salute the flag, and then we're going to give you some amazing basketball. Stay with us. guys. We'll bring in Darren. He's butter popcorn time.
What's up, fellas?
Good to have you back from your family
D-Mac.
family day yesterday, but we have a family day today. I'm excited about the crowd.
You can hear it.
You can hear it. It's fun, and this place is only going to fill up from here on out for the rest of the night. This building's only going to get more and more crowded. I can almost push my seat back. Almost. We're going to get started here, guys, real fast. How we got here. First game yesterday, Bishop McNamara at St. John's. Bishop McNamara very unsuccessful against the Cadets in recent years in big moments. Frank Oliver and his girls changed that yesterday, and they did it at the very end of the game with an offensive rebound, Leah Tu King. You'll be hearing her name as we get through the day. On the second game we had, Paul the Six. Excuse me, I swallowed some coffee down the wrong tube there.
Let me help you out here.
Appreciate you, Kevin. A little bit of help there. Paul the Six and O'Connell on the strength really of Cloak Player of the Year, Lee Volker. You had Faith Austin and Bella Perkins leading the charge for Coach Scott Allen.
12, 11, and 10 for those three ladies. Yes, it's a balanced attack. Didn't want to interrupt you there, Ken. I'm just getting super excited. It's about the way Paul the Six ladies share the basketball, how they move the basketball, the way they play. They play a beautiful version of this sport. Old school basketball coaches that are watching this game and people that appreciate the fundamentals of this sport are going to love how they share the ball and play within each other, for each other offensively. It's tremendous. They got great hands and passing lanes on defense, and they are put together. Opposite end of the spectrum, McNamara's athleticism is a major factor. We've all seen that over the years, haven't we, fellas?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the transition game. If McNamara can match the energy level they had yesterday against St. John's, this game is going to go fast from baseline to baseline by both teams. The athleticism is there, the skills are there, and the speed and the quickness they're going to play this game is going to be fun to watch.
You're talking about McNamara trying to put that speed and athleticism against what Paul the Six is bringing on the opposite end.
Exactly.
Because that's a fact. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. This McNamara team, man, they're quicker than a hiccup. They get up and down that court faster than you can imagine. Madison Scott's defense and Leah Tu King. Darren, I know you were asking because you were not here yesterday.
Yes.
Did she get the rebound? Did she get the point? Talk a little about Leah Tu King and what she brings to the table.
Leah Tu King is the warrior on this team. She just recently got her 1,000th point as well as 1,000 rebounds. And you don't do that unless you are playing
in the fourth quarter. Sorry to interrupt.
both ends of the floor and playing it extremely hard. She's so strong, and the powerful Leah Tu King and the graceful Maddie Scott. It's a great combination. I'm a basketball purist, and I'm having so much respect, and I'm getting more and more respect for the girls' game. It's just great to watch. You know, it's a very, very high level of play, very, very high level coaches, and what better than to have it in the best conference in the country?
You nailed that. Two former WCAC Coaches of the Year in their own rights. We have the Co-Players of the Year on either side of the court. We talked about 15 scholarships present on the court tonight. Man, you know, we've all sitting here and given what we thought would happen. No one knows what's going to happen with this situation. Two blowouts. Now, they blew each other out in the regular season at each other's home. You know, this is, who knows? Flip a coin, flip it again. Do best out of 7 if you can.
And as excited as we are, I know there are so many young ladies out there that are watching this game with the hopes to be on this same stage as these young ladies here.
Work hard.
We're about to get underway.
Work hard. They might get there.
Madison Scott, Lee Volker at the center for the tip as the referee is about to step out from right in front of us. Appreciate.
Very interesting setup for the pregame tip.
Yata Vaughn.
I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah, it was. They deferred the kickoff. I think they deferred the kickoff. McNamara looking to get into their offense early. Aaliyah Pitts unable to really get hot yesterday, unlike what we saw from her a lot this season, as Taylor Gibson takes it back up top to the sophomore guard. Pride of Miss Tanya Vaughn, who I had a chance to meet earlier today. Great lady. Aaliyah Pitts working on Bella Perkins.
Paul the Six switching on everything on the first possession.
Everything.
Offensive rebound right away, and that's the way to get an easy bucket for a scorer.
Aaliyah Pitts starting it off. Congratulations, committing to University of Virginia 2 days ago.
Wow, congratulations.
She really had a hard time getting it together yesterday, but looks like she's starting this game off.
Big rebound for Paul VI. Bella Perkins
Can't
for 3.
leave her open.
Another rebound, almost for Lee Volker. Madison Scott will inbound to Vaughn for the Mustangs, and they're pushing right away. They want to get into that corner.
Bella Perkins had a lights-out shooting night last year on this very same stage. I remember watching her. That is one to watch, the sharpshooter from Paul VI.
And the sharpshooter for McNamara, Leah Pitts, who we just talked about committing to UVA. She transferred in from Woodbridge. She was a 6A state champion and player of the year last year. She's used to the big stage as well.
Faith Alston working it around. Coach Allen told us earlier today, team goes through her. However she goes, they go. Volker, who really was able to penetrate well yesterday, gets into the lane again, but she's unable to finish. As Madison Scott with the ball in her hands is dangerous. Taylor Gibson up top. Passes it off to Vaughn. 4 on the shot clock. It's the second straight possession where McNamara throws it away. Not the way Coach Oliver wanted to see them start.
No, he's going to want to see the ladies settle down here. And that first game when they won 62-45 at McNamara. They started that game up 24-3. They jumped out on Paul VI and kept him down for 4 quarters. That does not seem to be the case here tonight, guys.
Well, you can see Coach Allen has made a valiant effort, and he has his young ladies trying to keep it a half-court game. He doesn't want it to get out of control with the transition because that's McNamara's strength.
That's Talley with a deep shot. Aaliyah Pitts.
Defensive transition is going to be very, very important for the Lady Panthers.
And I think Bella Perkins was listening in the pregame huddle because she was back lickety-split.
Tally fantastic. Bella for 3. Rebound Taylor Gibson. With both teams starting just a little bit cold. Leah too with a nice spin move on Volker. She gets to the paint and she puts it in.
Can both teams believe in the fact that defense wins championships, and both teams play enough defense to win it?
Coach Allen told us before the game we cannot allow layups. He understands exactly what happens inside the paint with players like Leah King and Madison Scott. As Tolley finds Perkins on the outside, who crosses the court. Madison Scott with a length. Big-time interception. She's got Taylor Gibson on her left. She takes it all the way in herself.
Yeah.
That's going to be a charge.
It was the shoulder. She put her shoulder down as she went up. If she just went up normal, she would have gotten that call. But when she dipped that shoulder and banged it and kind of initiated the contact, I think that's where he called it.
That was one big-time defensive play followed by another. That was a way to hustle back and get in position to take that charge.
This will be a great matchup all day. Yanta Vaughn on ball against Faith Alston. I'm sure Hope Evans will have something to say about that as well. Inside.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Pass stick to Tally.
That was a beautifully executed play. Came off a little horns action at the top and then a high-low. Just how Coach Scott drew it up.
Coach Scott's drawn up a couple of them. A former National Coach of the Year in the USA Today, 2015-16. The Pat Summitt National Coach of the Year in 2014 and 15.
Taylor Gibson
the best
for
of
3.
the best, Kev.
No doubt about it, Darren. And here's the deal. This Paul VI team's won 13 straight Virginia Independent Private School champions. That is a national record for most state champions in any state in the history of the sport.
Wow.
Tally to Hastic. Baseline. Nice shot.
The execution by both teams right now is flawless. That's why these two teams right now are in this championship game.
Co-players of the year there for a second guarding each other. Leah two down low.
Textbook.
Good non-call by the ref.
Leah King owns that portion of the court.
She sure does, and she's going up against Lee Volker, who gets underneath, and Paul VI wins the offensive board.
Did you see that cross-court pass right there from Yanta Vaughn? She knows that her teammate Leah has solid hands.
Bella Perkins with the cut. Denial by Leah King with a big smile on her face.
Bella makes a mistake. Well, what a mistake. It was a great play by Leah but then she compounds it by making a ticky-tack foul there in the backcourt. Speaking of Leah, too, remember she's the one that sealed the game yesterday for the McNamara Lady Mustangs with the rebound and the putback to put it completely out of reach.
She sure did. When I meant that part of the court, I meant on both ends, fellas. There's no doubt about it. Getting 1,000 points for her is amazing with what she does on defense, rebounding, and she's just the glue that's kept this team together for years.
Hope Evans in the game, joining Yontavon in the backcourt. Madison Scott all the way across to Shea Hayes, senior who's just checked in.
And right on cue, speaking of defense.
Lee Volker with a steal. Finds Bella Perkins and McNamara back on defense. She did not establish herself on the right side of the floor. Lee Volker wasn't able to get over the timeline in time.
As soon as Evans checks into the game, you better hope and pray you don't turn the ball over. And it happens every time right away.
That backcourt violation was because of the pressure that she put on.
If we had a ball over here, she would have taken it from us right here before that throw-in. Her on-ball pressure, outrageous.
Inside to Leah 2 King, working on Tally. Hope Evans, baseline on Perkins. I'm going to say they're going to call that out of bounds unless it was a late foul call on Lee Volker.
That's a late foul call.
Okay.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough foul. That was a late whistle. And just so
the PVI fans didn't like that one.
All the women's basketball fans watching us today, at First Amendment Sports, we know it's pronounced Leah 2. I think someone in the building last night was pronouncing it differently. But we know better.
We've been watching her ball for years. We can't figure that name out. And
yeah.
They're going to figure out that name in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania real quick.
Yes, they
She's
will.
She's going to be an incredible addition to that program and the ACC conference in general.
Hope Evans with 2 for McNamara. We have an 8-4 game with just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Faith Austin brings it down for PVI, finds Lee Volker. Tally up top to Hastic. 3-pointer for Faith Austin. It's a little short. And there's Leah 2 King fighting hard for the rebound. Good no call.
I'll tell you what, that's a battle when you got Bella and Leah 2 going after a loose ball down there.
I don't think people understand the amount of contact that is allowed. And when you have 2 programs that are this good, they're going to find that line. And they're going to make the referee define it before the game's out.
Especially those 2.
Especially those 2. Leah 2 at the elbow.
Lee Volker is actually kind of following Madison Scott pretty much all over the floor.
You get a sense of how smart Lee Volker is, by the way.
Oh,
as Leah 2 gets another good steal.
It's like she's a traveling corner. Madison Scott, the star wide receiver.
Shea Hayes gets baseline on Bella Perkins. That should be a tie-up. Now they're going to get a travel on Shea Hayes.
Now that one they got right.
Yep. No, but just to point out once again, co-player of the year, number 20 for PVI, Lee Volker. She's already displayed how smart she is on this floor in this game so far. She's beaten at least 2 or 3 passes already by the Mustangs.
She's got offers from St. Joe's, Villanova, GW, William & Mary. She's only a junior. She's not going anywhere for a while. We got it right here.
Hope Evans on Faith Austin, fighting through a Tolly screen. Getting our first look at Taylor Cotter for Paul VI. And there's a steal for the senior, Shea Hayes. She's out in front, Cotter behind her. And there's a layup for the Mustangs as they take a 10-4 lead with a minute to go in the first quarter.
If you're going to rip through against this defense, you better rip through. You can't go halfway.
We're under a minute, 20 on the shot clock. Cotter on the baseline with Vaughn on her, now Hayes. And there's Madison Scott's arms getting in the way. She's got 3-on-2. She takes it herself.
That's a nice stop and pop. That is a nice stop and pop.
Yeah, she's not getting that charge called again. She's putting the brakes on.
Smart play.
Well, the energy's back on McNamara's defense today, and their hands are active, really disrupting what Paul VI is trying to get done here on the offensive end.
Volker driving on Hayes. Put back by Tally. She'll go to the line for 2.
Everything contended. Every pass, every shot right now, McNamara is doing a great job of making it difficult on Paul VI to execute.
I mean, defense is the name of the game, And Frank Oliver came over here and gave Tim Strachan a little credit yesterday for teaching him a little bit about the defensive side of the ball at Metropolitan Area Basketball School. I'm going to give T his due credit. I'm not going to say a word about it.
I'm going to claim Frank under my coaching tree.
Oh, boy. I knew he would have to take it and run.
I don't know if Frank would do that, but I'm going to do it.
Well, he's won 98 in a row at H.D. Woodson, including 7 titles.
That's what I'm going to
7 Coach of the Years and 3 city titles. And right here at McNamara, he took over a 3-23 program, and he's got them in the championship game on an annual basis. And what a gentleman. Couldn't be a nicer fella.
1996 DeMatha alum.
And we heard Dr. Robert Vanderweg take the credit. Oh. We had a PA announcer there. That'll be the end of the quarter. A little bit of discombobulation there as we saw maybe some unsportsmanlike conduct coming from the student section. Well, hopefully that gets shut down. No flashing your cell phone lights, guys.
Some flashing the cell phone light, but I'm going to tell you, if I'm coming down for an offensive possession, I'm not ready for that announcement to be made.
I wasn't ready to hear it.
How about a stoppage in play before an offensive set has somebody talking in your ear about a cell phone?
I'll tell you what, as we watch these replays, you cannot throw a cross-court pass with Maddie Scott anywhere in the vicinity. She is shooting that gap quickly. She covers so much ground.
This is when PVI was really executing well until McNamara turned up their defense there at the end of the quarter.
I'll tell you defensively, Darren, she reminds me a bit of Lawrence Moten back in the day. You couldn't throw a fade on one side of the field in football, and you certainly couldn't go cross-court when he was on the court.
Absolutely.
That type of
King, active.
I'm telling you, she owns that baseline lane right there. It's all hers.
Right there, as you watch Shay Hayes with the rip and coast to coast with the left hand. And I'll tell you, I was in the elevator when I got here with some Shay Hayes supporters. Her lovely mom and 2 cousins. Let me get the names right. Naya and Alicia. They wanted me to give Shay Hayes a shout out. They're here to cheer her on in her last high school game.
First quarter, McNamara going 50% from the field at 6 of 12. Paul the Sixth feeling a little bit of the pressure of that McNamara defense. Only 2 of 10 from the field.
Well, the pressure starts with that pressure.
Wow.
There you
Right
go. And it doesn't stop.
Hope Evans is unbelievable.
Yes, she is.
She doesn't leave an inch. Look at this.
Look, she just creates turnovers wherever she is.
I think sometimes they're so athletic and good on the offensive side that you forget how good Bishop McNamara is on the defensive side. Obviously, PVI has it printed on their card for a good reason. They're awesome at it. But both of these schools, both of these programs, and both of these coaching staffs preach that defense.
Madison Scott's got to get her offense going.
Inside to Leah, too. Free throw line. Volker with the rebound. Player of the year on player of the year there.
Guys, I am watching Hope Evans play defense in awe. Because it is well documented that I was a very good one-side-of-the-ball basketball player.
Madison Scott on the drive.
Wow, what a finish.
She wanted the call from the referee on Megan Kenneth-Fick, but it was good defense.
Hope
And there's
Evans.
Hope Evans again hitting the floor. She's up, and there's an easy layup, and that's the reward for defense. You put that highlight together, and any coach can tell a kid, if you play good defense, there'll be no one near you when you try to make that layup.
Wow.
16-5 lead for the Mustangs. Also looking to settle things down for PVI. She's driving on Hope Evans, and they'll get her for a touch foul.
There's T's favorite, the mellow, Trimble, Trey Jones head pop.
She's got
Gets
that
the call
perfected.
again. But you see the sidelines of McNamara explode when Hope Evans makes this play right here. I mean, look at that. When that's your teammate, they have created 9 Paul the Sixth turnovers in the first quarter, 1 minute and 26 seconds into the second. 8 points off of those turnovers, and that'll get the job done.
That's nearly a turnover a minute.
Vaughn on Perkins. Getting the screen from Talley. Off the glass, strong. Madison Scott on the rebound, just coming back the other way.
They have no chance to get comfortable. There's no rhythm.
Yalta for three. She was deadly from three-point range coming down the stretch and into yesterday.
Wasn't she? She was clutch.
Volker gets into the paint, and she hasn't had a lot of success.
Everything's challenged. Everything's difficult.
Well, yeah, yesterday she had a little bit more of an easier pass sometimes. She created a great path for her. Right now, McNamara's not making it easy on her at all, or her teammates.
It's worth noting, though, she works so hard, and she is able to get there. It's just that finish, and it'll come. Bounce pass in to Madison Scott. Going to be in traffic. Leah King. It'll be a floor call. Little contact
probably
there.
For the better for Paul VI that was called.
I don't know. I thought that at first heat. Then I remembered Lee Volker had already had a foul call. That's going to be 2 with 5.5 here to go in the second.
Yeah, she'll sit down. We got a timeout on the floor with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Coach Allen's got to talk about it. PVI's got to find an answer to stop this 12-1 run. That
we want to say thank you to our partners, our legal partners for the WCAC Boys and Girls Championships. McGann & Hughes, attorneys at law. Contact them at McGannHughes.com. Our man Terry, I can tell you right now, a lot of people watching and listening have been the beneficiary of good legal advice from McGann & Hughes. Give them a call, look them up. They are the ones, and I know Terry's going to be watching because his boys, DeMatha, are in the final tonight. I know, in fact, he'll be in the building if I'm not mistaken. So we need some immediate legal assistance. Terry will be here.
Well, then the building absolutely is going to be classed up a little bit because he's as good as it gets. Tremendous point guard at DeMatha, better person. Great to have him on our side, on our squad for life, and continuing to help us support us at First Amendment Sports and the athletes of the WCAC.
And I'll say, not a bad quarterback, but definitely my number one, maybe my number 1A receiver. When it comes, in our careers together, he's gonna love.
There's a basketball game I'm looking at.
Shay Hayes on the inbounds for the Mustangs. Leah Pitts back in. Yanta driving on Bella Perkins. She gets into the lane, strong off the glass. Faith back the other way.
Coach Allen, Ken, the Vermont native, letting us know that it starts and ends with Faith Alston at the point guard position.
Paul VI goes as Faith goes.
And there she goes. That defense is just...
And Hope Evans fast back the other way. Yanta on the wing. She calls her number on the floater.
She's like a horrible college roommate. She's always around. She never leaves you alone. It just drives you nuts.
I have heard that from your roommates. Underneath the Bella Perkins, a great
there you go.
play, just what Scott Allen needed.
Well, and I think that's what Bella needed, too.
Yes.
She's 0 for 2 from 3. She's had a couple of frustrating fouls called on her. I think she needed to settle down. That's the type of play that gets her going.
Wearing the frustration on her face.
Nice backdoor cut gets you a attempt closer to the basket. That always helps.
Now that's what they do. That's how they move the ball. That's how they cut. That's Paul VI basketball.
Shay Hayes.
That's not...
Leah King will tie up Megan Kennefick. Arrow favors McNamara.
A couple questionable possessions here for the Mustangs on this end. Getting a little excited, getting into that lane and throwing up a couple floaters off balance. Not exactly what McNamara's been doing. Coach Oliver's going to settle him down, get into a set here on the inbounds play.
Hope Evans just asked for a sub. That's the first time I've ever seen her tired.
Oh, man, she's been going off.
Did that actually happen?
I think she's been denied a request.
Yes. Deep three. It did draw iron, though, so no shot clock violation. Nice inside pass to Hastic.
Layup.
Offhand with Leah King on her. It'll be a timeout, and I think this is going to be a chance.
Well, that's 2 layups in a row right there. Great execution by Paula Six. 2 layups, high percentage shots, get you back into this game, get some momentum on your side. And then McNamara, Frank Oliver says, okay, that's enough of that. Let's stop it. Let's get you guys regrouped.
Another opportunity in that second timeout of a fast-moving game to thank our good friends at the Avenue for partnering up with First Amendment Sports at the WCAC Boys and Girls WCAC Boys and Girls Championships. Take the family over to Connecticut Avenue, see our good friends Mike Ergo and Tim Walsh. kids,
It's awesome
grandparents,
food.
aunts,
Awesome
uncles.
food.
Get down there, eat you some good food, watch some amazing high school sports. Thanks, guys. TheAvenueDC.com. Check them out.
Guys from the league, guys still supporting the league after all these years. It's not too many of them. But what a great place. Excellent burger. And I know you dig the wings.
Oh, the wings are
Yeah.
incredible.
You can't swing a dead cat in there if it doesn't hit somebody who's played a sport in the WCAC now.
And I think Mike's brother, is Keith, is coaching in big-time
State,
ball.
Penn State.
That's right.
#1 assistant. And don't swing a dead cat ever would be my guess.
Please
It's
don't.
just a saying. Come on.
King to
I don't
Vaughn.
mean it.
Hope Evans is getting that breather, Darren. Into inside to
Great
Leah
look.
King. Her own rebound. She's staying with herself, and she's going to get a call. I believe it'll go on Hastic, number 31.
Leah 2 doing exactly what she did yesterday. Just controlling the boards, controlling the inside paint.
It's beautiful to watch how these girls execute after timeouts. I mean,
Yeah, you got to love it.
we just finished saying the PVI needed something to stop the bleeding, right? And they get 2 backdoor cuts and 2 easy layups to go on a 4-0 run. Frank Oliver calls a timeout, and he gets it close to the shot basket by Leah 2 King.
Hastic working on King. A long way from the basket. Vaughn on Alston.
They've been running a lot of offense through Hastic. She seems to make the right play a lot every time she's got the ball in hand. Very fundamental.
Volker to the corner. Alston's going to bring it out of the corner. She's now in the lane. She kicks it to Hastic for 3. Oh, they needed that one. It was in and out. Yonta Vaughn back the other way. The sophomore guard for Coach Oliver, who we've gotten a chance to watch grow up right in front of our eyes in this program. And her game is taking it to another level.
That was a very nice find by the point guard, Faith.
Aaliyah Pitts looking to get hot. Alston will break that. Pressure. Bella Perkins for 3. Draws the front of the iron. Leah Volker puts it right back in. Important 2 points. 7-point game. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Lee Volker does such a good job of finding the ball and finishing creatively.
They'll get Leah 2 shuffled in the feet there. As she saw an opening get in the lane, and Hope Evans is back. The senior Shea Hayes sits down.
Well, here comes the defensive pressure, and you got to imagine the 2 conference players of the year are about to start warming up here. I mean, Maddie Scott is a McDonald's All-American, Jordan Brand Classic member, and it's not for no reason. It's certainly about what she does on the defensive end, but when she gets going, you're going to see the answer on the other side because the ball is definitely going into Lee Volker. After she just saw one go down, keep an eye on her.
Aaliyah Pitts, 3-on-1 for the Mustangs. Yonta Vaughn working it perfectly to Madison Scott. That's how you operate a 3-on-1. Volker back the other way quickly. She's working on Madison Scott. She gets into the lane, and she can't get it in. Rebound for the freshman.
Wow.
Finds Hope Evans. McNamara does not have the numbers, and they throw it away.
Tough pass to handle there.
Yep.
Guys, you notice no matter what and no matter where Maddie Scott starts, you can throw it up ahead and she's leading the break. Does she cover ground or what?
Perkins kicks. Tolley inside. Great looking drive and layup for Paul the 6th.
That was a baby Euro step right there.
The sophomore forward.
The McNamara bench thought it was a walk.
Well, Jalen had a great day yesterday, gracefully finding her way into a number of good positions. Inside points. As McNamara throws it away again. Uncharacteristic. Too many turnovers for Coach Oliver in the first half.
Madison Scott, that's excellent effort on the defensive end.
Cross court to Tally. She gets inside of the freshman, and she'll go to the line. Let's see who they get it on. And it will be on the freshman, Sinai Ja.
Well, guys, when you're playing against a very, very aggressive defensive team that likes to get out in the passing lanes and close out hard, 2 things that you can do to combat that. 1 is a lot of backdoor cuts. And 2, when you catch it, rip and go. So you get the defender coming out while you're going to the basket. You can pick up fouls that way. PVI is doing a good job of that.
And the ball fake to find the back door. They're very crafty.
Jalen sinks too. She's been an impressive player in this tournament.
Absolutely, Ken. She's been their go-to lady in the big games and the biggest stages. She stepped up the most. Here we go. Got a little 2-3 action out of the Panthers. Now we're going back to the man look. Just a little stem action.
With just about a half minute to go in the first half. 10 on the shot clock for the Mustangs. The ball finds Madison Scott. Hope Evans with 5. There's Aaliyah Pitts in the corner. She drives baseline, and the freshman unable to hold on to it. And that'll be a shot clock violation.
Yes, it will.
Great defense for the Lady Panthers as Hope Evans tries to calm down her freshman teammate.
I'm just trying to figure out when Paul VI got back into this. It just happened stealthily.
That's great senior leadership right there by Hope Evans. Pull the freshman to the side. I know she wishes she could get that play back. Just let her know. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Yep, that's.
Austin driving, and Hope Evans will be charged with a foul there. She disagrees.
In my opinion, Kevin, to your question, how did Paul VI get back into this? Layups and defense. They're getting high percentage shots on the offensive end finally, and they turned up their defense, doing a great job of getting McNamara out of their rhythm offensively.
Strack, you're right about that. I say it all the time. Basketball is a game of runs.
It's all rhythm, man. It's who's got control. How do you get the control back? It's a turnover. It's this play.
Faith misses the front side. She'll shoot one more. 1.4 seconds to go in the first half.
I thought we were on our way to a high-scoring first half.
Second one good, 4-point game. Madison Scott. That'll do it, guys. One half in the books. Bishop McNamara Mustangs, one half closer to that elusive title for Coach Oliver. Coach Allen has had something to say about that, though, in this first half. And pretty much everything he told us at the beginning of the game, to some extent, has come to fruition because the Paul VI Lady Panthers have played some amazing defense.
Yes, they have. The defense has been outstanding on both ends.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly the effort has. The execution, there's been a couple backdoor cuts. That's what's going to happen when you overplay, T. And then the zone defense out here and switching up looks, trying to confuse McNamara, forcing a few, maybe not the most fundamental passes. They've had a few poor possessions offensively that allowed that game to get close.
Well, I think what happened at the beginning of the game, McNamara came out with their foot on the pedal, and Paul VI yesterday they did a great job in transition offense. As soon as they got a turnover, as soon as they got a rebound, they would push it up court. But McNamara jumped out to an early lead. Were able to hold on to that lead, and then Paul VI scrapes their way back in to come within 5 in within 4 at halftime. So what a great half, and going to really look forward to what's coming up in the second half.
And I'm especially pleased to welcome in at halftime a very distinguished member of the sports community here in D.C., Lou Holder, Emmy award-winning sportscaster, I don't know why he even agreed to be on this thing here with us. But we're so proud to have him. Lou, thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon, this evening.
Oh, no problem. This is great. I had the fortune to cover UConn basketball for 2 years, 2000 to 2002, and saw one of the best teams ever in Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Swin Cash, Asia Jones, and Tamika Williams. And this is the closest I have seen since then to the rabid excitement of women's basketball, of female basketball. This WCAC, men and women, has got to be the best conference in the country. Every team, it's like a gauntlet. If you win the WCAC, you played some basketball.
That's what we say every week.
You played some basketball, and I'm telling you, there's Division I talent all over the place. Even people who are not even starting are going to Division I programs. It's insane. It is insane, and every night it's packed. For women's basketball, at the beginning of the year, 3 of the top 15 teams in the country were all from Prince George's County.
Yeah.
You had New Hope. You had Riverdale. You had Bishop McNamara. It is insane.
And it's not. Of course, we're here talking about basketball. And it's not just basketball.
Right.
At First Amendment Sports, we have the luxury of being at pretty much every single playoff and championship across all sports, and we get a reminder weekly of why the WCAC is as strong as it is, top to bottom, men's and women's. Everyone knows great high school programs. The country is full of great high school programs. The future of sports in this country is in great hands from all over the place. That said, other places in the country might have one good school. They might even have two, but they don't have 13. They don't have 14. On both the women's and the men's side, no matter where you show up and what you show up to see, it's amazing. You're talking about the WCAC women's basketball. We're talking about McNamara and PVI tonight. I just never want to have the conversation without making sure we at least mention and talk about the amazing work that John Scribner and the folks at St. John's are doing with their program, and of course the reigning Gatorade Player of the Year and AZ Fudd. The conference isn't where it is without them. And as a McNamara alum, and speaking on behalf of a lot of McNamara folks, how proud they are to be here because it came with a win over St. John's, because that was the team they couldn't beat for so long. St. John's 3 straight titles, PVI the 3 straight ones before that. So, when you talk about wanting to be the best, and we've all been there, we've all played for a team where we thought we were the best, but you're not the best unless you beat the best. And so that's how these two ladies teams got here tonight. Lou, you've been doing amazing things over at Bishop McNamara specifically, and in the community in general, working with kids and giving them exposure to digital media, to sports journalism, to broadcast and production. So, first of all, I want to thank you for that, because we've been the beneficiary of that, because we had a chance to work with some amazing kids that you've been working with and organizing. I told Dr. Clark and Miss Deanne, the principal over at McNamara now, that in all of our year of doing these kinds of things with kids from around the WCAC, again, lots of talent, and lots of great kids, but the way that you've organized it over at Bishop McNamara is something special, and I really hope that people pay attention around the league. And I got emails after we did that, emails not just from parents at McNamara, but from parents from other schools. Hey, how can our kid be involved in what you're doing at First Amendment Sports? And so that's a testament to you, and a testament to what you are doing over at Bishop McNamara, because we think every kid, DeMatha, Gonzaga, St. John's, Paul VI, Seton, Ireton, O'Connell, we'll say them all, Good Counsel, all of those kids, we want them to have a chance to be part of this, because it's their conference, it's our conference.
Absolutely. And so basically what I'm doing is training up people to take my job.
There you go.
So, but this talent it's not just on the basketball court. It's not just on the football. It's not in the classroom. Just the level of genius that these students are coming up with, shooting stuff on their phones, right?
Yeah.
Editing on their phones, right? So basically it's almost like you got to take the technology that is given to them and work it for your good. So basically I said, you know what? If you all want to do this, let's take all your digital skills, you on the phone all the time, and let's try to monetize that, so when you get out into the real world, everybody's your own brand now, right? Athletes don't have to depend on, you guys, the media. Remember when we came up in the media, right? You had to wait for us to come, and then what we posted on the news, that's what was shown, right? Now all these athletes, they're their own brand. They don't need you. They don't need you. So if they're their own brand, you got to do something unique, something special that they're going to say, you know what? I want to post stuff on your site, right? So I had to learn that. I had to learn that. And then what the byproduct of what you saw is just me saying, you know what? Look, I got mine. You got yours. You got yours. Whether it's awards, whether it's accolades. Now, the late, great Jackie Robinson said, a life is not as important as the impact that it has on other lives. So at this point, it's about giving back.
You're passing the wisdom, man. You're passing the wisdom and the experience.
And it's right in our name, Lou. When you talk about what it matters now, First Amendment Sports, that they don't. That's exactly what we have. We're not creating something that showcases Tim Strachan and Kevin Ricka. There's enough of that out there. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need that.
But we got a platform where we want that freedom of speech. We want that freedom of voices. We want people to feel like they're part of it, and we want people to feel like they own it.
Yeah.
And so that's what we've been doing, and that's why the camera's not on us, even right at this very second. The camera shouldn't be on us. The camera needs to be pointed where it belongs, on the floor, at the coaches, at the fine administrators and heads of schools and athletic directors. We say their names. People get tired of hearing us say names like Tony Johnson and Brian Griffin and Joe Rada. And guess what? They're going to have to keep getting tired of it because we're not going to stop talking about it, because without men and women like that, we're not sitting here, period.
Right. It's a wonderful thing to give back, and it's a wonderful thing to know the talent is out there and to search for those stories, not just the, AZ Fudd is the player of the year, whatever, but some of these kids have gone through a lot just to get to where they are. It's finding those stories, and that's what I'm teaching my kids at Bishop McNamara. It's like, okay, the main stories, you got two teams playing in the final. What are some of these other stories, right? What are some of the things, do you know that at the beginning of the year, the whole Bishop McNamara basketball team went to Massanutten Resort to have a 3-day retreat, right? And out of that retreat came stuff that is legendary for their season right now.
That's great.
That's the kind of stuff that we're all in this. All of us are in this to tell stories, right?
Yep.
Whether it's the story of the game or whether it's individual stories, we're all here to tell stories, and that's what energizes me. Because if we can get them early and teach them the right way to broadcast, by the time they get to college and beyond, they'll say, you know what, I'm ready for this now.
That's right, and that's the best that we can do.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, the other thing we talk about all the time is these kids never let us down. Now, we get a chance to show up and watch them play, and they never let us down on the floor. And I can tell you off the floor, they never let us down either. And so we do what we can and our best to help them learn how to tell those stories.
Yeah.
And I know in my heart, I know we all agree, they won't let us down.
Yeah.
Lou, you keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thanks a lot, man.
That is
Appreciate you.
awesome.
Appreciate
Keep
you,
that
Lou.
up.
Appreciate
We'll be
y'all.
talking to you very soon.
Absolutely.
We'll be back to Forestville and get some more Full Court Press episodes.
Absolutely.
From Frank Oliver.
Pleasure having me.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure being here.
We'll talk to you soon. We got about 30 seconds to go until we get back here on the hardwood. I'll tell you what, guys, we got a couple stats here. On the PVI side, Jalen Talley, 5 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Lee Volker, co-player of the year, 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. On the McNamara side, Leah 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. She's starting to fill up that stat sheet. Madison Scott, co-player of the year, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals. I know, Darren, we're going to talk about one of the things that happened in the first half. Turnovers. Neither one of these two coaches are going to be happy about the fact that their teams committed just a few too many turnovers than they would like. But you have to also, at some point, credit the defense both of them are playing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it all starts with Hope Evans. Hope Evans puts all kind of pressure. As soon as she checks into the game, she puts all kind of pressure on the opposing point guard. And that kind of starts, that's the tip of the iceberg, and the rest of the girls just follow suit. I mean, you've got length and strength all over this court on both sides.
We're underway.
I'll tell
Faith
you
Dawson.
what, 2 points for Lee Volker. That ain't going to stay that way. She's too good to be held in check like that. She's going to explode at some point here in the second half.
She gets to the elbow, kicks it out to Talley, drives baseline on Leah King. And she'll draw the foul.
That's that rip through that I was talking about earlier in the first half. When you've got a team that's playing aggressive, in-your-face defense, you got to catch and rip through strong. And Talley did that just there.
Inbound to Bella Perkins. Coach Allen calls in the play. She's working on Aaliyah Pitts. She gets into the lane.
Move.
Unable to get the finish. But it was a great move. Yanta Vaughn kicks it up to Madison Scott. She's working on Lee Volker.
That would have closed this game to 2 points.
Oh, yeah.
I know she wished she'd have had that one back.
Vaughn, Pitts, King, Scott, Hayes in for the Mustangs. Hayes to Vaughn, out of trouble, 5 on the shot clock. Vaughn to drives, and it'll be tied up. No, they're going to get Yontavon for a travel.
They're
the second time I
consistent
got
on
that
that call.
wrong. Yeah.
The Paul VI defense has definitely stepped it up from the second quarter
Yes.
on. They caused McNamara to shoot 2 for 10 from the field in that second quarter. You saw they could not get into an offensive set down here. They never let them get comfortable that possession.
Volker, Perkins, Hastic, Talley, and Alston for the Lady Panthers as Lee gets it over the timeline. Pitts on her. 15 on the shot clock.
Kev, you're right. Not only did PVI do they have active hands, but they're also playing great position defense.
Yep.
You see how quick that gap closed when Yontavon tried to drive.
5 on the shot clock, and it'll stay Paul VI ball.
And equally as important, we can hear them talking. We can hear the chatter from courtside. They are very, very vocal and verbal on the defensive end. This is not their first rodeo. These ladies have won a lot of games, guys, and together. In fact, it's the winningest senior class, tied with St. John's in the WCAC. They get one more win. They're 119-17 in their fourth year here under Scott Allen. Can you imagine winning 100 more games than you lost in your high school career? Outstanding.
I can only imagine, because it did not happen in real life for Ken Marangolo. Volker hits the first. Makes it a
Kev, I
3-point game.
am so jealous. You have all of the numbers.
63-9 in the regular season in the WCAC. Hey, I just stopped saying stuff so no one thinks I'm a weirdo.
His,
That's great
you know,
stuff,
in his
man.
basement, there's just sticky notes pasted to the wall. It's
Absolutely.
scary.
Hey, I don't say anything bad about your basement. I appreciate if you did the same.
2-point game. McNamara possession. They're trying to get comfortable unsuccessfully. Corner to Vaughn. She's on the baseline. Floater, too strong. Volker with the rebound. Faith Alston back the other way.
Yontavon has the confidence to use both hands on those floaters. That's the second left-handed runner.
3 for Tolly. Too strong.
I'm impressed because I teach that.
Offhand.
Absolutely.
And amphibiousness.
You got to be amphibious.
Cross court, Aaliyah Pitts for 3. Has not been able to get comfortable in this gym.
She had one early, but hasn't been able to hit it since.
Volker from the baseline. Strong. Shay Hayes out front. She doesn't see her. She had Madison Scott on her right. McNamara looked to set up here. They still haven't given up the lead, but Paul VI is nibbling, down just 2. And the momentum, I believe, we'd have to rightfully say belongs to Coach Allen and the Panthers at this point.
I'm very impressed with Faith Austin, the senior point guard for PVI. This is my first time seeing her. All you have to do is run the floor, get open, and she will find you. Great vision.
King gets inside. That's just a great
strong
looking play. Shay Hayes made a run at it. Lee Volker pushing the other way. She pulls up. Madison Scott with a rebound. As Hope Evans waits her turn to get back into this game. Madison Scott to Shay Hayes. Inside to King. And she is taking over.
Grown woman move.
Well, you talk about a senior. If we know and we feel how this game is going and we rightfully call it out, she knows even better. And the last 2 possessions for McNamara, look at her. Taking on contact, guarding the ball, using the backboard, strength.
Strength is her strength. She's using all of it for her advantage.
And rebound to Madison Scott, but they'll say she touched the line. It was going to Bella Perkins either way.
If the audience could see my face right now,
Yeah.
What a move right there.
Yeah. I said grown woman move. I forget sometimes
Wow.
we're mic'd up. That just, I can't help it. I love it. I'm coming out of my chair. I wanted to jump up there because, yes, she got fouled early in the possession. She recovered. She took it hard, head down to the hole.
Shay Hayes was in Lee Volker's personal space, I think is what the referee was saying.
And this is what Lee Volker needs to do. Keep shooting the ball. Keep shooting the ball, and she will.
Hastic to Volker up top with Hayes on her. 15 on the shot clock. Inside to Hastic. King causing her problem. Volker on the baseline. Touch foul on the floor. That's going to go on Hope Evans, I believe.
Well, as this game goes on, if those kind of fouls rack up for McNamara defensively, that defense has to back off a little bit. Then Lee Volker has a little bit more room to create like we saw her creating yesterday. Right now, she can't really create because that's smothering defense.
Perkins in the lane. Oh, my gosh. She has worked so hard, and she has gotten to the rim a couple times without the reward of seeing the ball go through.
And the rotation of defenders on Lee Volker has been interesting. Shea Hayes matchup, very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Undersized but quick, and she's causing a ruckus.
Shea Hayes with the three-point, short. Leah, too, fighting. Look at her. She's on the floor. And I believe
that's going against Paul the
it's
Sixth.
going to go against Paul the Sixth.
How strong is Leah King?
It's unbelievable.
Think she wants to win?
That's all it is. I mean, that's exactly what it
She's
is.
hitting the board. She's playing defense. She's diving on the floor. She's tying the ball up. She's doing everything that she possibly can to help this team win.
I mean, defenders just bounce off of her. She's so strong. I know I'm showing my age, but it reminds me when I used to use Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl.
Inside to Taylor Gibson.
What a look.
Awesome drive by Madison Scott, drawing the defender, giving the junior an open look. McNamara opens up an 8-point lead. Bella Perkins for three. Long rebound. Goes to Yanta Vaughn.
Bella Perkins was wide open for 10 seconds. They didn't find her. McNamara didn't match
She
up.
wanted it.
And by the time she got that ball, she had thought about it way too long. She was too wide open.
Madison Scott baseline. She's short. I think they got this one on the McDonald's All-American.
I think you're right. This Paul VI girls team trying to be the first one to win with the Paul VI boys coming in tonight. Guys, it would only be the third time in WCAC history that teams from the same school won it in the boys and girls side in the same year. Last time, 2014, Paul VI did it. 2000, the St. John's Cadets.
Kennefick up top. Gibson on her. She gets it to Hastic.
A little bit
Cross
of flex
to Bella.
action by PVI right there.
Kennefick for three. In and out for the Lady Panthers.
They're getting the looks, guys.
They
They
are.
sure are.
And I think you see the frustration settling in a little bit to the PVI girls right now. I think they need to calm themselves down. There's a lot of basketball left to play. They may be pressing themselves a little bit too much right now.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a game where Bella Perkins was 1 for 9 from the floor and 0 for 4 from 3. I would bet my life it's the first time it's ever happened.
Well, they're averaging 6 points a quarter at this point, Ken. And if you would have told Coach Allen you're going to average 6 points a quarter up until 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, you'll only be down 8.
You take it.
All right.
Hope Evans with the curry.
Coach Allen's telling them just that. Just settle down.
Olsen looking for Volker.
Volker now has Madison Scott. They're just running all kinds of talent and athleticism at Lee Volker tonight.
These fouls are starting to rack up now. That's a 15 foul for Bishop McNamara. They have one more to give
For the rest of the game. Austin all the way around in the lane. Floater and one.
This is the type of play that can change a momentum, Darren. This is what we were talking about earlier. That kind of play, a senior leadership play like that.
Such a sweet floater.
You hit this, and you get a little giddy up in your step.
Well, what PVI is doing is they're running their sets. They're setting a lot of screens, getting a lot of movement, and the referees are starting to get a little chippy out here.
That's 16 fouls now on Bishop McNamara.
Coach Oliver wants a chance to talk about it.
Yeah, if you're not patient on offense and if you don't run your sets, swing the ball from side to side, setting a lot of screens and making a lot of cuts, you don't get those fouls on the opposing team.
Well, now, sorry, go ahead.
Marie Williams and Capital Area Homes, Keller Williams, are so proud to be a sponsor of the best high school basketball tournament in the country. Just like the WCAC, they're one of the best teams locally and in the nation. Consistently ranked in the top 1%, they're here to help you win. Taking care of clients as one of the top Keller Williams brokerages in all of the world. Let Keller Williams assist you with all your real estate needs. Marie Williams, want to thank you for your sponsorship. And if you guys remember that name, she's a 4-time WCAC girls basketball head coach champion, a 4-time coach of the year in the conference. In her 7-year career, she's 3-time DC City title winner and a DC Sports Athletic Association Hall of Famer. So if she can do all that, I'm telling you, she's got this house thing down pat for you.
Wow.
Not to mention some good conversation, you know, when you're driving around these neighborhoods.
All-time fun team.
And all-time fun. No doubt about it. Thank you for your sponsorship, Marie, Capillaria Homes, and Keller Williams.
No stranger to the show either, as she joined us on the air to talk girls basketball last season.
That's very true.
Coach Oliver coming out of a timeout. We'll see what he's got with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
I'm getting the ball in number 2's hands. Good things seem to happen.
Yep. Showing a little 1-3-1 by PBI. Now they match up.
Madison Scott working on Volker. Taylor Gibson, the junior, gets it into the corner. Shea Hayes gets it out of the corner. Now Madison Scott with 2 on the shot clock. And they will get the foul before the buzzer.
That's
McDonald's All-American going to the line. Yeah, it's a bailout call because the ball didn't draw iron.
I saw the Ole Miss coaching staff over there. I know they are very excited to get this young lady on
You know what,
campus.
Darren, you put your finger right on it. One of the coolest things, to say one of the coolest things about the WCAC tournament is how many happy college coaches we run into. It is nothing but smiles. And we saw a bunch of them yesterday, and we see a bunch of them today. Who's happier than a coach getting one of these guys?
Yeah, no doubt about it. As Aaliyah Pitts checks into the game, they're looking for a little offense out of her. Talking about talent, how about Aaliyah Pitts' brother? 6'3", 200-pound wide receiver for Delaware, for the Fighting Blue Hens. Thygrick Pitts, all over NFL radars.
Oh, once again, an amazing play, great execution. Kenneth Fick gets to the baseline, doesn't get the finish. Hey, Kevin, we're told Pitts has a chance to be playing on Sundays.
Yeah, he's just finished his sophomore year, but like I said, they know exactly who he is, and they now know exactly who his little sister is. She saw the ball go in. Keep an eye on 3. She starts to heat up. It could be trouble.
Volker for 3. Front of the rim, Leah Tu King locks down the rebound. We're a minute to go in the third quarter. McNamara staked to an 8-point lead as Yonta Vaughn surveys Paula Six defense.
They got to
been
get
so
it to
hard
her.
to penetrate. Leah Tu King directing traffic. Scott baseline. And that's and one for the McDonald's All-American.
Well, that's what a McDonald's All-American does right there. Makes a clutch play in a clutch situation in a game like this.
Well, her versatility, T, she's done it at the end of the games, at the end of quarters, at the end of shot clocks. Last night, that block layup to preserve a 42-41 lead. McNamara hangs on, scores the Final Four, and wins 46-41. It's because of defense. And now she says, my team needs me on the offensive end. How about an N1? Put us up double digits.
And she's the emotional leader.
They go as she goes. Good bounce pass into Kennefic. She got too deep. Tally tries to finish. She'll draw the foul and go to the line. Great pass by Megan Kennefic, who, for the second time for the Paula Six Panthers, beat the McNamara defense down the floor.
She's so crafty. The Cleveland State commit, just getting it done, getting down the court. You know, Paula Six is not known for their extreme athleticism, but they are so smart and well coached. They know when to get places in certain spots. And getting the ball in Kennefic's hands, good things seem to happen.
And no offense to Kennefic's pass, but that pass by Lee Volker was amazing.
Yeah. We saw her doing that yesterday. Both hands, bounce passes, whip passes. Darren, you'd have freaked out yesterday. She was throwing cross-court left-handed whip passes and hitting the shooting pad. It was a joke. And how about Kennefic's catch yesterday?
She's coming off the bench. There's not many players in the league coming off the bench like Megan Kennefic. 16 on the shot. Coming up on 20 seconds to go in the corner. As Madison Scott charge. She's going to go help her up. She knows.
I think she has the right to be there, to be fair. I don't know where else she's supposed to go or how else she's supposed to do it.
But I also think Madison gave a little bit of a shoulder shrug.
She braced herself for the contact that was there because she was impeded.
It's the optics
of
it.
It's a 50-50 call. But
Darren, I got a question for you about that play at the break. 10 seconds to go in the corner. As Alston working on Yonta Vaughn. I think she's going to call her number. Vaughn gets a piece of it. 3 seconds to go. Aaliyah Pitts Passes it back. It's not good if it goes. That's the end of 3, guys. McNamara with a 9-point lead. And I want to ask Darren a question because on that play with Madison Scott with the ball in her hands, she's a long strider, right? You got a defender with shorter legs. It's when we see Hope Evans, for example, and Shay Hayes taking the shorter steps, is it easier for a defender to beat a girl to the spot when she's taking such long strides? Because that's twice now that Scott has gotten called for the charge when all of us sitting here thought it's at least a no call.
Now see, in that situation, to answer your question, Ken, sometimes it is in the half-court set. If you can get a quicker defender with shorter legs to beat her to the spot, yes, it does. It does help you and benefit you on the defensive end. But on that particular play, I think that I give credit to the scouting report and them knowing that Coach Frank is going to run that play where there was a dribble handoff and you get Maddie Scott going downhill to her strong hand, and they knew it, and they jumped to that side, and they were able to pick up a charge call. That was a very important one. That was her 3rd.
Wow. The stat offices of Han and Han have filled me in on Paul, the 6 Panthers, going 1 of 14 in the 3rd quarter. I mean, you talk about some bad luck, a mixture of absolute intense defense, and a bit of a pressure situation. McNamara going 5 of 8 from the field, but 1 of 14 from the floor in the 3rd quarter.
And many of those were layups and wide open shots.
And you
can't blame it on the execution, Tim.
You got to believe that's going to change too. That's going to change. But at the same time, I think Paul the Sixth is letting that frustration filter into the rest of their game. Some of their passes that they're making, some of the other mental mistakes that they're making, it's having an effect on all of it.
Tally leading the Paul the Sixth Panthers with 9. I believe King and Scott are 10 and 10 players at this point in time. They both have 10 points. They're coming up on double-digit rebounds. King spins inside, out to Vaughn for 3. Strong, but Madison Scott with another rebound for the Mustangs, and they'll reset with Yanta up top. Fresh shot clock, 7.5 to go in this WCAC girls final.
This is number 12 versus number 14 in the country. 4th quarter for all the marbles in the best conference in the nation.
4 on the shot. Aaliyah Pitts with the floater. Off to the right. Volker with the rebound. She's back the other way. They have 3 on 2. The Panthers do. Out to Megan Kennethick for 3. They'll push it back out as Madison Scott got in the shooting lane.
Did you see that closeout by Madison Scott?
Yes.
Just to give her teammates enough time to get back, she made sure they didn't get that quick swing and shot.
Good defense by Scott.
She tried for the step through, but Madison Scott was not having it.
Vaughn working on Alston. Now we're at 6.5 to go.
Yante Vaughn's going to watch out for that push-off. And Madison Scott is showing what she can do anywhere on the court.
This is the title that's eluded her. We talked about big players in WCAC. We're just missing that one piece of hardware. That's the case for Madison Scott. Aaliyah Pitts stays cold from three-point land. That'll go to Paul the Sixth. Shay Hayes tried to get the rebound.
At one point, this Paul the Sixth team was ranked number 2 in the country. How about the same week, the Paul the Sixth boys were ranked number 2 in the country? We got some serious programs around these parts.
That is really cool. Vaughn and Alston.
And who can forget about Ashley Owusu, last year's Paul the Sixth McDonald's American, tearing it up for Brenda Fries.
And the Lady Terps.
3-time Big Ten Freshman of the Week.
Perkins working with her left hand, gets it inside to Tally. That's just a smart player. 2 smart players, really.
Yes, that will help the shooting percentage.
Tally's been on the receiving end of some awesome passes.
Coach Oliver wondering about that contact. 15 on the shot clock.
Well, they're hand fighting, and the rest are letting it happen.
It's been consistent all day, and I'm happy about it. Maybe Coach Oliver not so much. 4 on the shot clock. Out to Yanta Vaughn, puts up a 3. Long rebound to Bella Perkins.
Great defense. That was a little bit rushed, a little bit more rushed than Yanta wanted it, though.
Perkins driving with that left hand. She got into the lane looking to kick.
She's been unlucky at the basket for
Yeah.
a couple times. Maybe that's deterring her from going up there and trying to finish.
Yeah, she's having success with the blow-by and dishing, though. She's,
Yeah.
Good things happen when she drives into that defense for sure.
Yeah, her left hand, when she's working on that side, she's been extremely successful in penetrating McNamara's defense.
You know how it goes for shooters. Even sometimes a trip to the line, getting one couple little shots in,
Yeah, Strack.
Gets
She's
that
smarter than I am.
gets that shooting touch back.
She knew she was in the bonus.
Don't look now. With 5 minutes to go, Bella's got a chance to make this a 5-point game.
I think Paul VI needs to start driving a little bit more with the foul situation the way it is. Each foul is going to result in shots.
This is a defensive struggle in this heavyweight matchup.
It sure is. 32-27. McNamara looking to call their offense.
Yanta calling a horn. She changes the call.
Hope Evans back in for the Mustangs. Yanta looks at three for a second, drives. Too strong. Bello on the right side, kicks it all the way across the tally. And they'll settle it down. 4.5 to go.
We've got ourselves a ball game.
We sure do. Volker to Olsen to
Wow.
the kicking Hastic.
What a
She
recovery.
can't get it to fall. Yeah, that's
Great cut, great pass, great D.
Leah Two King showing up there. Yanta Vaughn with doing it a different way. And she'll go to the line with an and one. As we have a timeout on the floor. And yeah, that's Yanta Vaughn unsuccessful shooting the last couple times down. That looked pretty good, Darren.
Did you see that crossover?
Yeah.
You saw the lefty finish?
Yes.
That's a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen, for Coach Frank Oliver. I had an opportunity to talk to Miss Tanya before the game, and I can promise you one thing. All of McNamara Nation and now all of WCAC Nation knows they're going to get 2 more years of number 5.
Yeah, I'm impressed. She last year she grew up on this very stage as a freshman. She had a really big game for McNamara last year, and I'll tell you what, she's got a bright future ahead of her.
Last night, what she did in the fourth quarter cemented her ability to come out here tonight to have the confidence to take it to the lane, nasty cross, finish on the one-legged Euro with the offhand with contact. I mean, welcome to the big dance.
I don't even know, like when you're in NBA 2K, I don't even know the combination of buttons that you would need to push to accomplish all
I've been knowing
of
the
that.
combination of video game buttons in 15 years, man.
It's getting so hard to play these games now. But now you know Yanta Vaughn's character can make that play, so you better figure it out. It's triangle, circle, up, down, down.
Well, you know I can't
we're going to go
do it.
shoot around sometime.
Okay.
We're going to go get a round ball.
Okay.
We're going to go outside to a park. We're going to make it work.
We're gonna work out. We're gonna work it out.
Guys, you know I can't do it. I just made a Tecmo Bowl reference a few minutes ago.
Back when they had one button.
Absolutely.
And you just mashed
one
them.
button, one button in one direction.
Well, I'll tell you what, Aaliyah Pitts is looking for that double dribble hot spot.
Yep. Yes, she is.
One of those goes down.
4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of this championship game. Paula Six with the ball, down by 7. Bella Perkins working with the left hand. There she is again, able to get deep, staying unlucky.
She's an excellent player. Sometimes you have one of those nights the ball just won't go in the hoop, but she's doing everything else at such a high level.
As fate will have it, she's probably going to have the bell in her hands for that last shot.
Hastic picks up a loose ball. Madison Scott lost the handle, pushing it back the other way. Coach Allen's been using this 5 for most of the second half.
Post-up situation.
No call, Strong off the glass.
Hope Evans guarding the Conference Player of the Year power forward.
Yeah. And not picking up a foul.
And now vice versa. This is trouble. Paul Six going to have some help defense ready.
Shea Hayes in the lane. Strong off the glass. They gave a fresh shot clock, although I don't think it hit the iron.
Getting frantic out here.
Madison Scott to the corner for Shea Hayes for 3. Unable to get it to fall.
She had Leah too wide open for the bucket.
Perkins for 3. Coach Allen maybe wanted to see a different call there.
They've got
Faith also
two
pick
more
up a
to
foul.
give. Paul VI has 2 more fouls to give before they get McNamara in the bonus.
And I like that foul. I mean, at the end of the day, they have it to give, and you just can't let Yonta Vaughn and Hope Evans get things set up because that's been a problem.
Well, you can't let them run 30 seconds off the shot clock with
That's
2:40 left to go.
That's
We're
right.
going to call a timeout and talk about it. There's going to be some absolute gambling going on with some fouls, but they're going to go for the steal first in the backcourt, especially when you got Faith Alston.
Bella Perkins walked over here, and she is exhausted.
Yeah.
Well, Darren, that's what I'm saying. I noticed they've been going with that 5 a lot in the second half, and you're seeing some tongues dragging.
And she's coming up short on that three-pointer. She's front rimming them, and that's the sign of fatigue. So,
Well, she leaves it all out on the floor, no doubt about it. Both sides of the court. There's no one at this, no one in this announcing booth right here is pointing the finger at her at all. We're noticing the ball's not going down. We love her game. We love how hard she plays, how smart she is. And if not for her tonight, this game is far, far greater than a 7-point deficit.
I'll
as
tell
you
you,
see on that left-hand dish right there.
we'll be sitting at the bar at the Avenue one night talking about how lucky we were to be able to watch Bella Perkins play high school ball. That's a fact. She'll be making the whole conference proud for years to come. Coming out of a timeout, though, Coach Oliver has got a combination of working some clock, but this game is only a 7-point game. You got to get points here if you're the McNamara Mustangs.
Well, you need a stop. If you're Paul VI, you got to get a stop here. You got to get more active on defense. May have to take some gambles. Could really pay off.
Volker on Scott. And there's a foul, 6 seconds off the shot clock on the floor.
Great play right there by the senior. Let's calm down. Let's not rush. Get it in the hands of our ball handler.
We don't have the percentages in our hands here, but it seems to me like they want to foul Yonta Vaughn. They didn't foul Madison Scott. As soon as the ball got back in to Yonta's hands, Faith Alston was all over it.
And 2 times in a row, the inbound went straight to Scott. And Leah King all by herself behind that defense.
A great pass by Shay Hayes, too.
Tim, Shay Hayes inbounded the ball to Maddie Scott. Sure hands. Gets it back. Lob over the top to Leah King. More sure hands. Shay knows where her bread's getting buttered.
Inside the 3-point line for Volker. Foot on the line. That'll be a 2-pointer.
Big bucket for Volker to see that one go down.
Yep.
2 minutes to go. I imagine she gets many, many offensive chances and touches.
Perkins on Hope Evans. Perkins switches over to Yonta Vaughn. Another reason why she's tired. She's been an on-ball defender a lot as Yonta Vaughn gets by her. Leah King underneath. She'll go to the line. That'll be on either Hastick or Talley.
Using another football analogy, Leah King right now is like your running back in the last 2 minutes. You're ahead, and you just want to wear out the clock. They just keep feeding it to her, feeding it to her, feeding it to her.
I'll tell you what, Yonta Vaughn reminds me of a young Cappy Poindexter. I used to watch Cappy Poindexter out of Chicago before she went on to Rutgers and then a famed WNBA career. They're kind of built the same. They have those flashy handles. Yonta Vaughn's impressive.
T went baseball. Darren went 100 years ago. I'm going to go baseball here. Daniel Hudson, the closer for the Nats. What a role Leah is taking as the closer for McNamara. She did it last night. She's trying to do it again right here, right now.
Bella Perkins for 3.
Boom.
There it is.
Strong legs, straight up.
That's a
good
big
jump shot.
Big time shot.
It's a 5-point game, guys.
Shooters keep shooting.
It doesn't feel like it, but it's a 5-point game. Paula 6 is nowhere near out of this game.
Even as off a night as she has had, she's going to keep shooting. She's been calling for the ball.
Yeah, she hasn't seen that ball go in once. 1.5 minutes
You're right,
to go.
Tim. Shooters keep shooting. Shooters have a short memory, and great shooters have amnesia. I used to have amnesia. I couldn't remember my last shot.
You just remembered 400 years ago, like 2 minutes ago.
Cappy
It's
Poindexter.
called selective amnesia, my friend. Trust me.
There you go.
As a past first point guard, I understand it. I can diagnose this with the best of them.
Did the last shot go in? I don't even know. Just give it to me again.
I bet you know who shot it.
I love the fact that this gym, I didn't know if it had the ability to do so, but there's twice as many people in it now than there was when we started out. And I'm pretty sure they'll double it again before the next game. Stick around, by the way. Minute and a half to go in this game. We will be back 25 minutes at the close of this to bring you DeMatha Paul VI in the boys' final WCAC tournament here at American University.
Much anticipated.
Without a doubt.
Well, here we go. These ladies, 10 schools, 9 cities, 5 counties, 2 states, 1 nation's capital, and the best basketball in all of the land. Coming down to the final minute and 32 seconds.
Hayes, Scott, King, Vaughn, and Evans for McNamara. Kennefic, Perkins, Volker, Alston, Tally for Coach Scott Allen and the Panthers.
Can you imagine the thousands of gyms, these ladies, parents and coaches, and the amount of hours that these guys have put in, and it's all for this. It's all for this last minute and 27 seconds.
Now they're going to send Hope Evans to the line. At this point in time, I don't know if you're picking who you want to go to the line.
I'll tell you what, this
Hope
last
Evans is
127 is
good.
going to seem like an eternity.
Yeah.
Sure is. Yeah, Paul VI is going to try to stretch it out. Coach Oliver sending his senior point guard to the free throw line. Buckets. Both schools will be shooting in front of their own student sections, so I don't anticipate any public service announcements down the stretch here, Kevin. I'm not smart enough to avoid those distractions.
Well, I'm with you.
Hope Evans,
Wow.
coolly and
Yes,
calmly.
Yes,
And then picking up Alston, three-quarter court.
that's what she does.
She runs full speed in coverage. And Shay Hayes gets her hand in there,
I'm telling
causes a loose ball, and Volker can't bring it back in. But to not foul and to cause that problem.
we just saw Frank Oliver obviously tell those ladies in the huddle, crank it up a notch on D. This is it. Crank it up a notch on D. And he got what he asked for.
They're going to send Hope Evans to the line again. You know what? At this point, I think Hope Evans is going to the line because Coach Oliver is just going to have the ball in her hands.
It was interesting that time he put her out here by the half-court line, where normally she's up there by the foul line, but he knew that this is going to be open. He wanted it in her hands, for sure.
That's right. She makes the front end, extends the lead to 8 with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in this game. She misses the second. The lead stays 8 as Alston pushes down the floor, fighting against Hope Evans. Now Shay Hayes on Perkins.
Look at this D.
Leah Two King on Tally. Volker with a great rebound, and she'll get fouled by Yanta Vaughn. Lee Volker asserting herself defensively in the lane.
Well, as bad as I don't want this tournament to end, the 10 ladies on the floor right now got it 1,000 times worse. This is ridiculous, and I love it.
That's Lee Volker's 10th rebound. It's impressive in and of itself. Leah Two on the floor and you get 10 rebounds. That's good work.
Got to score points when the clock's not moving.
She's an outstanding high school basketball player.
The lead is 7 with 53.5 seconds to go.
This isn't over yet.
Both teams in the double bonus. We'll be shooting 2 from here on out. Both teams also with 2 timeouts left if someone gets in any trouble.
Hope Evans moving at lightning speed.
Oh, she got that ball first.
She did.
She got that ball
She
first.
got the ball first, but then the body.
Faith making her case. She did tip that ball, and there was body contact.
Coach Allen didn't like that call right there.
That's what she's asking him right now. I got that ball. That ball was a free ball. It had nothing to do with getting an advantage.
Hope Evans down the stretch. Crucial free throws.
Hope has really stepped up from the free throw line all night long.
She sure has.
It's a really nice looking release too. Headed to Coppin State, I believe.
2 huge free throws. McNamara extends their lead to 9. Alston in the lane. Leah Tu King denies the first shot. Lee Volker with the rebound. Puts it back in. 40 seconds to go. A quick 2 for the Panthers. 7-point lead.
Could those two have gotten down the floor any faster?
Well, what
I was just going
a
to say,
great job by Faith.
how quickly Paul VI got 2 shots up.
Yeah.
That's why these free throws are so crucial down at the other end. McNamara's going to have to continue to do that because they're going to stretch this game out.
You know, Faith is much more comfortable going to her right. I think she knows that. Hope Evans knows that, and then she used it to her advantage, crossed over right before half court, and then put on the jets with her left hand, took it straight to the rack, try to make something happen, and then Volker did a great job of crashing the boards afterwards and getting those 2.
Ken, as you see the student section over there,
I'm watching.
they're into it. You gotta love to see that.
Well, again, I'm trying to stay neutral here, Darren. I'm doing my best job that I can. And I love everything I'm watching. It's been an awesome tournament. But those are my people, and that is my section, going all the way back to 1994.
Ooh, telling your age here.
Well, Madison Scott to inbound it for the Mustangs. 40 seconds on the game clock. 7-point lead for the Mustangs. They get it into Hope Evans, and Bella Perkins quickly commits the foul. Only 1 second off the clock. Good execution there for the Lady Panthers.
And you'll see whether the second free throw is a miss or a make. Faith also is going to get the ball. She's making an aggressive push to get up the sidelines. Push the ball up the sidelines, get that pass to the three-point. And last time we saw Hope Evans cut the sideline off. She got thrown with a forearm, then made Faith cross over back to the middle of the floor. I want to see what happens next.
Unable to get the first one down. Coach Allen communicating.
All right, here comes Faith Alston, the human fast break. See what the Paul VI Panthers can get after this free throw.
Is that the announcer's jinx right there?
It is.
He's got to stop talking. The announcer shouldn't be talking unless there's a break in action. Somebody's got to have a conversation.
Denied by Madison Scott. 21 on the shot clock. Stays Lady Panthers ball.
I mean, come on, man.
I know.
How can you possibly make an announcement while someone's shooting a free throw in a championship-level game? Come on.
Perkins on the side. Shea Hayes on her. Alston with the drive. Off the glass. Pretty shot. 5-point game.
You got to take the timeout because there's about to be a 5-second. Why not take the delay of game? I mean, right now it's about, well, not the delay of game, but you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let that ball bounce around. Pretend that 5 seconds hasn't started yet.
Look at Faith.
And that'll do it. That'll be the last timeout for Paul VI. I mean, Matt Seal's not going to throw it in. I don't know who's going to do it.
And Coach Allen saw the clock dwindling down. That was a very smart
Yeah, it
timeout.
was. He was.
They could set his defense.
His hand was forced when he saw that. Yeah, tick-tock. Tick-tock. The videos he made us do in the gym last night until 10 o'clock. He's a huge TikTok guy. It's unbelievable.
But our moves are on point.
That's a fact. He's a great choreographer.
In addition to teaching great defense in the mid-90s.
As Coach Allen's
I am the
choreographing what's going to happen next year.
I am the Just Dance champion in my house, though. That's a true fact.
Alyssa Costigan in.
Huge moment.
Good long-range shooter for Coach Allen. Hope Evans on the bench. Shea Hayes in the corner. They wanted to travel. It looked like Shea Hayes' feet shuffled for sure.
She shuffled before the contact. The ref anticipated the contact there and did not see the shuffling. That's a huge, huge play.
It's a big-time call. I'll tell you what, I think the referee was shielded from that travel call.
He was. That's a tough call, by the way. We're not trying to throw him under the bus here. From our angle, we saw it on the monitor. From our angle, it was a tough line of vision from where he was standing to that corner.
McNamara gone a little bit cold from the free throw line. 15 seconds to go.
That keeps it at a two-possession game, which
sure
keeps
does.
Paul the Six alive.
Like you said, Kev, if PVI comes down to score, if I'm McNamara, I'm in no hurry to take that ball out.
Shea Hayes playing some good defense on the inbounds. 14 seconds to go, making it hard for PVI to run down. Faith Alston, she'll get there fast. Kick to Tally. And off the glass, three-pointer. We have a one-possession ball game. Yontavon to inbound, quick foul of Madison Scott, 4.2 to go. Once again, that ball kind of rolled around into the basket.
The clock was not started. The clock took too long to start. The refs are going to have to figure this one out. The clock operator and the announcer, I'm glad we're on this side of the court.
Yes, to anyone watching from either school.
I'll be honest, I looked up after they scored that bucket. They didn't stop the clock for another, 0.7 seconds at least.
We have nothing to do
because it wasn't started.
With the clock.
And then they didn't start it again.
Or the scoreboard.
Was going to let it bounce and let it bounce, and then it stopped at 5.
Yep.
Interesting turn of events right here. We just talked about it.
What are we thinking it should be, Kevin?
I think if they want to come over here and figure this out, we say no thank you.
Yes.
I want nothing to do with the outcome of this game.
I definitely don't want anything to do with the outcome of this game. But I think that we're all in agreement that they probably need to, and they are. They're doing the old manager and pitcher at the mound with the hands over your mouth talk.
I don't know how. They have no access unless they've got First Amendment Sports up on their cell phones. They don't have a chance at this one.
Coach Oliver is asking for the ball game to be over, but Yontavon did pick the ball up and throw it in.
Yeah.
Yep, she sure did.
Regardless of whether the clock stopped or not.
They're going to call the coaches over.
Ooh,
the referee's going to talk to them. Someone's going to be happy and someone's not.
I felt like after the bucket, the clock stopped at 5 seconds, 5.0. It probably should have been about more like 5.7.
Yeah, but you didn't see when it didn't start on the possession up court is what I'm telling you. Multiple seconds.
Before
That's what I'm saying. That's probably why they let it go a little bit at the end, kind of a little give and take from the clock operator.
Coach Allen wants to talk to his team.
From when Faith got it back here in the back court.
Yes.
I mean, it's a one-possession ball game thanks to Tully's 3. So whatever's happening from here, whatever the refs decide, these coaches got to put something together because this game is just not over.
Let's see what happens. Oh, they dropped it to 2.2.
All right.
Good recognition by the replay booth.
Again, we had nothing to do with it.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I don't want any trouble.
It was a great guess. It was a great guess by the
Yes,
replay booth. They came pretty close to getting it correct.
2.2 to go. Ball going all the way down. Madison Scott. 1 second on the clock. Ball game. Your 2019 girls WCAC basketball champions. For the first time under Coach Frank Oliver, calling themselves champions.
Hey, guys, that last shot.
It went in. It went in.
What do you got, Darren?
By Bella Perkins. That shot by Bella Perkins went in.
Amazing story. We started out at the beginning talking to Dr. Robert Vanderweg about how Coach Frank Oliver took over a program on the outs. These seniors, Madison Scott, Leah Tu King, Shea Hayes, amongst others, leaving their mark. Hope Evans, how can I not forget about Hope Evans? Leaving their mark on Forestville as they beg the McNamara faithful not to charge the court, and they're not. Congratulations to Coach Allen and the Lady Panthers for an amazing season. an awesome tournament.
They're a fantastic team. I love watching them. These young ladies from McNamara we've covered for the last 3 years are so deserving of this moment. Paul VI won 3 in a row when Frank Oliver took over. St. John's won the next 3 with AZ Fudd coming into the picture. Frank Oliver sat there as a top 5 candidate for USA Today Coach of the Year last year. These ladies have been so close. It's great to see them get to the top of the mountain. They earned all of it.
It's a special moment for all of Bishop McNamara Nation. And it's, as we have Steve Colantoni, will present the trophy to the Lady Mustangs. We'll keep it here as we watch it. We will be joined post-game by members of the Bishop McNamara team. They'll come over here to the table, and they will talk to us, but not till they raise that hardware.
They are giddy, as they should be.
As they should be, you're right.
They have fought the journey for these ladies to get to this point. Not one but 2 national programs ahead of them for the last 6 years in a row. But no longer. Now they are the national program on top of the greatest conference in the land.
Once again, your 2019 WCAC Girls Basketball Champions, the McNamara Mustangs. What a ride. And Kevin, you can't tell the story about this tournament or about where McNamara has come from to get here without talking about St. John's, the battle that they've had. We've had the opportunity and the privilege to be on the floor as those 2 teams have battled each other. It's gone St. John's way a whole lot, and rightfully so. And as we talked about at halftime and before the game, I know that Madison Scott and Leah Tu King and Frank Oliver would have it no other way than to make it with a win over St. John's to get to this game.
Without a doubt. You don't come to this conference asking for a free pass. You show up here, you want to play the best of the best. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why you put that work in. There's a reason why some of these ladies have been inspired by some of these players, like a Lee Volker getting the Conference Player of the Year. Absolutely an AZ Fudd doing what she's done on a national level. That's who they're thinking about every day. And now they're on top. Now everyone's going to be thinking about them. Now we're going to let them enjoy this for a very, very long time. But coming into next year, Coach Frank Oliver will have a big old bullseye on his chest.
Yes, he will.
And he'll wear it with pride.
And they'll be the hunted, and you're no longer unable to do it because you did it.
Right.
And so it's a different feel for a Bishop McNamara program to be the defending champions in 2020. We look forward to telling that story, but it'll be different. It'll feel different.
Well,
but also how sweet, the good doctor who came on with us pre-game talked about the fact that these seniors are essentially Frank Oliver's first class that he brought in. To see it walk its way through a 4-year process like this and culminate in his first championship is just awesome to see.
Leah Tu King, Aaliyah Pitts, Shay Hayes, Hope Evans, and Maddie Scott. I mean, are you kidding me? That class right there will go down in the record books in history at McNamara. That's one of the greatest basketball classes, if not the best. And, I'll let McNamara sort that out. I'm not going to get in the way of their business. I just know how good this team is, how hard they play, how athletic they are, tremendous coaching.
There's no doubt that Ken Marangolo will be the MC at the Hall of Fame dinner when this team gets inducted in at the right time.
He gets my vote.
We're waiting, hopefully, for an opportunity to talk to Coach Oliver, closing out this win, as he's paying his respects to the McNamara faithful in attendance. We understand there was multiple busloads of students and alumni.
You got
He's got people coming out of the stands, one after the other, wanting to give him a hug. He can't get away.
Well, it's a huge moment for the Bishop McNamara Nation.
And we will stay with you here, guys, because we are going to talk to Coach Oliver. As you can imagine, he's being hounded by a bunch of happy folks.
Yeah, let him celebrate this moment any which way he feels necessary.
People are asking for selfies.
Oh, man, I'm looking down. I see Keith Veeney in the house. I see all kinds of folks here celebrating this McNamara team right now. Kevin and T, you guys have been in this position before.
Yeah.
You go back to that locker room with your teammates. Is there a better feeling?
No, there isn't. The euphoria at that moment in that locker room when it's just you, your team, and your coaches, that's a special moment that you get to share with a special group of people that you have put a lot of hard work in for a lot of months to come out on top.
Just such a high level of emotion. All the hard work like we talked about, the dedication, and the amount of time these ladies have put in with each other.
Yep.
And when you believe in a guy like Frank Oliver who says, trust me, if you do it this way, we can walk out of that gym at Bender Arena with the most desired and coveted trophy in the United States of America in high school basketball. And now they can say, thanks, Coach. You were right. All the wind sprints, all the early morning practices, all the shots getting up, all the drills, all the time that they have all put in.
She's the one that deserves to be carrying that trophy right there.
I don't think she's letting go of that bad boy.
I'll tell you what, we got the Hope Evans family here, got the Yanta Vaughn family here, got the whole McNamara family here. I'll tell you what, congratulations to you guys. We appreciate all the hard work. As we wait, we got Coach Oliver and Madison Scott coming down to join us, but as we do, we will just make that one more comment because I didn't get to say it on the air at the very end. Watching Hope Evans on-ball defense in her career, Bishop McNamara, has been a treat, sir. So we appreciate everything you do. I got the same sweatshirt at home, class of '94. That's right. And here we go. We'll get Coach Oliver on, and here comes Madison Scott.
Come right this way. You can stand. You can do whatever you want. You're the champ. You don't have to answer any questions. That's all you got to do.
Here we go. We got Coach Oliver. He's going to get on.
Right here.
All right,
you go.
here we go. There he is. Coach Oliver, joined by Coach Oliver and McDonald's All-American Madison Scott. Can you hear me over there, Maddie?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what. We talked about great players in the WCAC looking for that signature hardware, looking for that one thing that they haven't been able to get their hands on. I haven't seen you take your hands off that trophy since they presented it to the McNamara Mustangs. Let us be one of the first to congratulate you on your career, Bishop McNamara, on the championship today, on the way you led your team, the way you led our school. It feels great. You deserve it.
Thank you so much.
Maddie Scott, let me just say this to you. McDonald's All-American, Jordan Brand Classic, Conference Player of the Year, first team All-WCAC. None of that seems to mean anything the way you're clutching this one.
Man,
that seems to be the most important one of them all, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Talk to us, Maddie, just real fast about the journey, not just your 4 years, but this year, coming off some, let's be honest, some tough losses to the St. John's Cadets.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it all day, about how the McNamara program has had to climb that mountain, and you climbed it. So tell us a little bit about how you got here and how it felt coming into today, knowing that you had slayed that beast.
Man, hard work and dedication. My team, we trust each other, we believe in each other. We knew that, nobody can beat us when we're playing our game. We're the only people that can beat us. So we just want to come out and play together, trust Coach Oliver and his game plan, and just win this thing.
Well, speaking of trusting Coach Oliver, that's another thing we talked about as we were watching you all walk down. Someone who probably told you time and time again, you do it this way, guess what's going to happen? Yep. Coach Oliver, you've been preaching. It's going to be a lot more receptive audience after today.
Yeah.
Now, these young ladies are amazing. Madison Scott, Leah Two King, Hope Evans came in 4 years ago and helped us turn this program around. And it's just only fitting that they leave with the championship. These young ladies have worked so hard and watched Madison grow and blossom into an awesome young lady. And she has a bright future in front of her. I'm pretty sure she'll be playing basketball for a long time. But
that's a fact, Coach.
She made history today.
Well,
the seniors made history today.
The seniors made history. We talk about taking pride in both the Lady Panthers and the Lady Mustangs. Folks like you, folks like all of us sitting right here who are from all schools in the WCAC. Yeah. Today, Madison Scott belongs to Bishop McNamara. Yes. Tomorrow, she belongs to the conference forever, as do you, as does our good friend Tim Strachan and Kevin Ricca. Yeah. Forever. Tell us a little bit about what it means to you to bring that trophy back to Forestville.
Oh, it means everything. Bishop McNamara is just a wonderful place to be at, to go to school, to work, and this is the reward for them. I mean, we represent the entire school, and we want everybody to know that we have an outstanding school community. These young ladies excel in the classroom. We have support from administration, teachers, other coaches, the students. The student body is great. Mustang Nation is awesome. So we did this for them as well. I mean, they suffered a long time. So now it's time to reap their reward and let them know there's something going on in Forestville.
And you guys deserve to reap everything, because not only did you slay one dragon in this conference, but you had to go through two. And people that know about this league know that that's the deal. 3 straight years since you got here, Coach Paul VI took titles. St. John's with AZ Fudd on their run. None of that mattered. You got St. John's at full strength, Paul VI at full strength, just like you wanted it.
Yes.
We talked about you guys wouldn't want it any other way.
No other way.
You don't show up in this conference asking for a handout.
No, we wanted to go through the fire. That's the only way, is to be baptized in the fire. These young ladies have been baptized, and now they reap their reward today, and they've earned it. They really earned this championship this year.
That's exactly what happened, and we just want to say our congratulations. I'm going to let Mr. McNamara take over right here.
Absolutely.
This guy's bursting at the seams.
So this is the first time I had a chance to call a McNamara championship, and I can't say enough thank yous to the two of you guys, and please pass it along to your teammates. But as a former student and McNamara alum, how awesome was it, Madison, to look in these stands and see nothing but maroon and gold?
Oh, it felt so great. They do so much for us. They support us. And they're always there for us. So we wanted to give this back to McNamara. We wanted to show this hard work pays off. The teachers stay with us to, make sure we get our work done in the study halls, and our principal, every game, every practice, man, they do so much for us. So this is for them. This is for McNamara.
It is for McNamara. Thank you so much.
Thank you
so very much.
Thank you.
Hey, and thank you for staying healthy. Continued health, continued greatness. Hey, go McNamara.
Hey, Mac is where
Mac
it's
is where it's at.
Mac is where it's at.
Madison Scott
Coach Frank Oliver, McDonald's All-American Madison Scott. Once again, your 2019 WCAC girls basketball champions.
Celebrate, Maddie.
McNamara
Let's go
Mustangs.
celebrate.
Go celebrate, guys. Hey, we'll come back in 20 minutes for the boys' final. Thank you so much, guys.